Take the lead is in your walls.
Take the lead is in your walls.
This platform serves as a space for engagement designed to equip young people to become effective leaders. They are actively contributing, creatively engaged, and determined in various fields. And now, this is Take the Lead.
Hello, West Africa, and to the bold, creative young minds tuning in across the globe. Welcome to the movement. This is Take the Lead on West Africa, Democracy Radio 94.9 FM in Dakar, Senegal. Streaming live on WADR.org, your ultimate youthful platform where fresh ideas ignite action and powerful conversations shape tomorrow. I am your host, Augustine Belcurley, and today we are stepping into a vibrant world, ever-evolving world of fashion. Our theme, Fashion as a Voice, explores how young people are using what they wear to express who they are, including what they believe, where they stand. But this isn't just about style, it's about identity, it's about voice, it's about what your clothing says before you even speak. Because research shows that fashion doesn't just reflect us, it influences how we see ourselves and how the world sees us. And for this exciting edition, we are joined by a dynamic lineup of young fashion designers and communication professionals who are shaping culture, telling stories, and redefining expression through style. In studio, I have Hadija C. And Hadija is an English translator here in Senegal. It's good to have her again with us. How are you doing, Hadija, and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
How is it going with you?
Doing good. You?
Well, I'm okay. It's good to have you back with us. Just for a few seconds, tell us how you feel yourself in terms of the clothes you wear and what sickness it brings to your mind, and how do you envision people looking at you and thinking, who you are?
I dress very conservatively, if I may say, because I am in a corporate world and we need to take care of our appearance because that's the first thing that we put out in the world. So yeah, we are judged on how good we can dress. So yeah, that is something I take very seriously.
Great. It's interesting. We also have with us, but he's already in the studio, which of course is very interesting, is Hadim Fall Bamba. And Hadim is the founder of Beer. If I got that name right, it's a clothing brand in Senegal. That means we have a fashion designer in the house. How are you doing, Hadim? And welcome.
I'm pretty good, brother, and thank you for the invitation. At least somebody's pronouncing my word correctly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure. Tell us about this organization, Beer, or this company of yours.
Yes, BA is a fashion brand that I have created and that is working in making Africans fit at ease, putting what belongs to them, meaning clothes that are made from handwooden.
Well, interesting. Let's cross over all the way there in Ghana, firstly, to recognize Golden Adams. And Golden is a fashion designer in Ghana. She joins us via our live Zoom. How are you doing, Golden, and welcome? I guess
Oh, thank you.
Great. How is Ghana today?
Ghana is great. It's amazing. The weather is pretty good here.
All right. That's good weather condition coming from Ghana. What about Nigeria? Joyce Neo is joining us from Nigeria. How are you doing, Joyce? And welcome.
Hello, thank you so much. It's currently raining here in Nigeria, but the weather is good as well. Nice to meet everyone.
The listeners and viewers also want to know, where are you joining from? Which part of Nigeria? Is it Abuja or Lagos or somewhere?
All right, I am joining live from the capital in Abuja, Nigeria. That's where I am.
Great, welcome. Now, whether you are a student, a content creator, or fashion freak, or a young professional trying to find your path through fashion, this conversation is for you. Share your thoughts on our live feed. We are on YouTube and Facebook at WADR English. Fashion among young people is constantly evolving, but one thing remains the same. It's a language. Before going further, let's quickly join our Nigerian correspondent, Yeche Nusa Setu, for some details about fashion as a voice.
Fashion is considered the best show in the world. It is a non-verbal communication that speaks volumes about one's cultural background, personal tastes, and social status. Historically, fashion has been deeply intertwined with cultural identity, reflecting the values, traditions, and aesthetics of different societies. From the elaborate design of haute couture to the accessible styles of fast fashion, the industry caters to a wide range of tastes and preferences, making fashion a universal form of expression. Oyindamola Ajala, a young fashion designer in Nigeria, explains this nature.
I am a fashion designer. I am able to create clothing and accessories that gives you functionality as a person. So I'm able to express myself in my creations and my designs to people.
It's important to note that the relationship between fashion and cultural identity has undergone significant transformations in the digital age. The advent of digital technology and the proliferation of social media platforms have redefined how fashion is created, consumed, and communicated, offering new opportunities and challenges for cultural expression. Digital platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and fashion blogs have emerged as influential spaces for fashion discourse, democratizing fashion by giving diverse individuals and communities a voice. These platforms have enabled people to share their cultural fashion practices with a global audience, fostering cultural exchange and understanding. However, they have also raised concerns about cultural appropriation, where cultural elements are borrowed and commercialized without proper understanding or respect for their significance. Therefore, historians and researchers underscore the importance of fostering an inclusive and respectful digital fashion ecosystem that honors cultural identities while embracing innovation and diversity.
Thanks to our Abuja correspondent, Yeche Nusa Setu, for that report. It brings us to the beginning of this conversation. Beginning with Adim, I'm concerned as to how and why you got into fashion design.
Thank you for the question. I will bring you back to the past. I was in a first form class when I was living harassment from my comrades because of my body and how I was. So while we was doing physical educational classes, I was having some words that did not please me at all. When I went back at home, I was telling to myself, how can I wear myself better so that I will be feeling comfortable. And from that, I was expressing myself through fashion. And when I grow up, I learned that I was not the only one who was living that story. There are many people in the world that are living the same story. They are not comfortable with what they put every God-given day. And then from there, I created BA to feel myself better, but also to make the others feeling themselves better. And doing that, I found also the hand wooden we are making over here in Africa and how I can share it with the rest of the world, because we are talking about a rendezvous of give and take. And when we are Africans, and then we should show to the rest of the world our culture, it should come from what we're making over here by our hands.
Did you also observe people dressing in similar form? Was it one of the triggers?
People that are over here in Senegal?
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen people dressing the same, and this is just like a pride for us to know that we have we make them making them the challenge, and they understand also that the challenge is when we are in a world of globalization as Africans, we should sell to the rest of the world what we have.
Okay, great. Let's hear from Hadija. You earlier stated that in the corporate world you have to look good, your appearance matters. How would you describe those clothing style of yours?
All right, so I will take a moment to say I'm very sorry for like what you live, like the bullying and stuff. It's really common. So for my style, I'll just say it is very conservative. Like I dress in a manner that I will not be, embarrassed or anything because it's too short or it's too tight for me. So I like having the clothing that allow me to, breathe and my body to feel comfortable. That is my priority. Now I love the colors. I love brilliant colors like the colors in the flag of Senegal. I love the green, that very specific green. Yeah, and just like I say, in the corporate world, you are judged on how you present yourself, how you appear. That is the first, and I think that is the most significant element that they will judge you on. Going on from like growing up in Senegal, there are so many influences, like from the ethnic groups that I belong to. And I take my inspiration from there. I can take inspiration from small creators just like you, Hadim. And Nigeria, there is a lot of inspiration that I draw from there because, as a lady, you always try to, differentiate yourself in a bit. So yeah, I think my style is very conservative.
So I heard you mention about color in the Senegalese flair, specifically green. How do you see yourself? And in terms of its description, what does it say about you when you mix these colors and wear them?
Just like I said, like it's not like you can mix a lot of colors because it's already vibrant, the green itself. So I just try to patch it with something that is less vibrant so it will flow well with me and it will not scream like attention. That's not the thing I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to convey is a message that I have a lot of respect from the creators that put it together. And I take pride in wearing something that represents the country as well as what I think I'm embodying. Yeah.
You talk about representing the country, and that's an interesting one. We'll come back to that. But let's hear from Joyce. Nigeria was just mentioned by Hadija as, a country she gets inspiration from when it comes to fashion design. Are you proud of that?
Yes, I think I am proud of that. It's nice to know that, Nigerian fashion is able to influence West African brothers and even the global stage. So I am proud of that.
Well, now, aside from people just seeing those beautiful styles and wanting to wear them, this is also about expressing yourself. What would you say the fashion designs in Nigeria expresses out there to Africans or to the world?
Okay, so I think Nigerians are very colorful people. We are usually bright and outspoken in our character, and I think that our fashion likes to represent that as well. Nigerians are people who love to, make a statement when they enter a room. So you can see with our ashwebi styles, our wedding dresses, and, the new fashion that is coming up, you can see a lot of young people being able to express their Nigerian self more. So yes, I do think that Nigerians and young Nigerians are able to express themselves and express their nationality through fashion.
And you're one of those Nigerians helping to fix those clothing. As you fix them or design them, what are the identity, maybe information or identical information you try to put out there that if one sees a specific design, they would think that, okay, this is from the Igbo tribe or this is the Yoruba person coming based upon their, fabrics being worn. How do you try to differentiate them?
All right, thank you. So I am a strong believer that as Africans, we shouldn't be afraid of wearing our clothing, our patterns globally whenever we go international spaces. So I really love.
Are you getting this? I hope it's not network. All right, then you can just shift to bait and we'll come right back to you, Joyce. Gordon is from Ghana, and just a few weeks ago, if not months ago, we just saw on the internet bustling about Ghanaian President Mahama wearing a specific clothing called the Fuju, and this was discussed all around. You care to say something about that as a fashion designer in Ghana, and this is one of the clothing from Ghana that was highly spoken of on the social media. Godin.
Yes, I must say the Fugu is one of our African outfits from the northern region. It's a proud piece that the Northerners wear, and we are so proud of it because most people do not know that we Ghanaians have that piece, but the president wore it, and now people see it as a Ghanaian statement piece, and we are so proud of that.
And now there is this reason why this conversation is important, because people didn't understand what that cloth represents or its meaning. Some people thought that it was just a kind of dressing, and why would a president dress with a country cloth, especially in that form or that design? You care to tell us about the meaning of these, different styles? And as the president proudly wore it, he was also sending a signal or a message. He was expressing a specific tradition from Ghana.
Yes. So with the Fugu, it's one of the most worn piece from the northern part of Ghana. Most people do not know about it because they only know about the kente. That is what represents Ghana. But when you go into the northern part of Ghana, that's what is mostly worn there.
Okay.
It represents the people of the northern region. So we would say that is one of the pieces that we really appreciate here in Ghana. And we would love that people get to know more of our fabrics aside the kente, which is globally known. Yes.
Okay,
That's what I would say.
That's wonderful. Let's get back to Hadim. Tell us the different kinds of fabrics that you work on to fix these designs.
We do have many fabrics over here in Senegal. Some of them, they come from the Serer ethnic group. Hadija, you are Pearl? Yeah. Others also, they come from the Pearl ethnic group. Others come from the Manjak ethnic group. So in every ethnic over here in Senegal, generally, they do have some fabrics that come specially from them. And when you create something new with it, making in advance what we call the modernity, it gives something very different. And we have a lot of things we can create only from those fabrics.
How would you think these are important for young people to know that the kind of clothes or design that you wear sends out a specific message, and that others should be informed immediately they see your dressing? How important is it?
It is important because I was thinking about it about 2 days ago, saying that we are in the world of globalization where people, they are developed in terms of technology and infrastructures, etc. In Africa, we don't have that kind of development. But in terms of culture, we do have a lot of things to sell to the rest of the world, whether it is from what we eat, how we behave, and what we put. So if we don't have technology to sell knowledge, we do have our culture to sell to the rest of the world, and from that culture we can give many informations to the others from what we put. Unfortunately, over here in Senegal, for example, about the fabrics, people they only put it when somebody there, or when you have something like wedding day or special day. But it should be something we put every God-given day, because that will rely on how our economy moves. There are thousands of people that every God-given day works in those fabrics. So if we put it every day as we put the other type of clothes, we can make the economy move from what we do have, and which is our culture.
And now, Hadija, I just got to understand that you are Pole.
Yeah.
But
Fulani.
Fulani. But do you prioritize those clothing that the Fulanis wear?
Sure.
How frequently?
Not as frequently as I would like to, because the context is sometimes the weather change.
Yes.
And I think that's the very part, because some tissues, like some fabrics, are heavier.
Okay.
Yes.
You see, so
You're right.
whenever it's like we are in Senegal, it's scorching hot. Whenever you don't have the time, or maybe the time period is not really according to what you want to wear, you have to take that in account. But whenever I have the time to put something together, I will show up and show out. Absolutely.
Do you feel pressure to wear the Fulani clothes, or
Not necessarily the Fulani clothes, but there is something we do in Senegal. Every Friday, we all dress in our traditional clothing. It is like from school, like from primary school. So I grew up doing that. And whenever I could have done it, I did it. But not specifically the Fulani clothes.
It's interesting. What's about you, Joyce? You made these designs and they explain a lot to people. But speaking about yourself personally, tell us what message do you send out when you wear those designs?
Again, thank you. So, as I was trying to say earlier, I always try to incorporate certain Nigerian patterns in my clothing. From the Igbos, we have like patterns like the Isiagu, which is the lion head. We have Yoruba Adire, and lots of these traditional patterns. And I like that, let my personal style reflect this, because these patterns, they mean something. They're not just symbols. These are the clothes that our great grandparents wore at certain times. Some of it is attributed to royalty, like the Benin Kingdom, the Benin attire. And so it's important to me that I'm able to represent these symbols in the clothes that I wear, because it helps me to feel more rooted in my culture, in my personality. So yes, it is important to me that I represent these patterns, and being a Nigerian in my day-to-day clothing. So.
And sometimes we see in the movies, and you could just explain clearly the realities. Sometimes the way they will call the Igwe, the way the Igwe will wear the heart, sickness, a message is giving a message. Either today is not a good day, or today is a special day. It's based upon the way he wears the hat. Or sometimes a young person cannot wear a particular hat because maybe that is sending a message that this is only worn by kings, or it is only worn. Is it a situation in Nigeria?
Oh, yes, sure. We have that in, the Benin Kingdom, which is in the eastern part of Nigeria. So only royalty are meant to wear the red beads when they wear their clothing. But we see a lot of young people that have picked interest in wearing red beads. And, we cannot start enforcing these laws and trying to stop them from expressing themselves. So there have been different ways that people try to work around it. However, I am of the opinion that for us to maintain this culture, it's good to respect the laws that have been set in place. You can express yourself in the way that you want to, but the things that are meant to be prestigious and respected, it's nice that we stick to those as well.
Okay, we will come to the component of the social media or the evolving trend of these fabrics. But sticking with you, Gordon from Ghana, let's look at how interested are the young people. Are they interested in wearing these traditional attires, which present specific messages out there? Gordon, are you with us? If you're speaking, perhaps your mic is muted. Can you? Okay, if not, we will get back to you. But let's throw this question to Hadija here in Senegal. Except from the Friday you talk about, but at the young people prioritizing these different fabrics that Hadim talk about, are they wearing them, or they are just doing their own things, wearing what they want to wear?
Yeah, I think that's the second option. They are not really prioritizing, African clothes because the thing is, we are sent to school with uniforms, and those uniforms we have to wear them. They're like we have to conform and stuff, and it is a roadblock to expressing or having the opportunity to maybe create some uniforms that are African made and stuff. So yeah, I think that is important to notice that. Very interesting.
Why you think they are not interested?
We have to build interest, I think, because young people, they are so vulnerable and they will conform to whatever is made up. So maybe we, the adults, those who are in power, in positions of power, maybe can sway the opinion and start doing those kind of things. It will be beneficial.
Okay. On a scale for you, Hadim, when you made these fabrics, who really come to buy them? Is it the older people or the younger people thinking about the various tribes or the tradition? Do they come in full, or it's mostly older people coming?
Mostly young people, but Khadija said something very important, if you allow me, of course, which is about how heavy our fabrics are. And this is something I totally agree with her. Some young people, they don't want to put it because they are not comfortable in that. That is why, for example, I just made it over here and over here. I did not put the entire clothes because even I would not support it at all. So we have to come in their word, see how we can fashion their word with our fabrics we do have. So mostly people who come to see me are young people, but more and more I start now seeing my mothers and and fathers coming to say, I want to be fashioned by you, to say that we can change the laws, but we can fashion the message behind those laws. So what are the messages in terms of education they wanted to send us from the clothes they do have, and how can we young people do the same by fashioning things, because we cannot still putting boo-boos everywhere, because it depends to the places and the opportunities, but we can fashion it from those places we are to make them feel Africans and better.
What's about considering how these young people are judged by the public when they wear these things? It's like, hey, are you from the village? Why are you wearing this? This is only being worn by the older people in your village, or
Yes.
What do you think about these things that come in reaction to young people wearing these traditional outfits?
This is totally important, because for me the final part of the first part of the thing or the processes is how the customer feel himself whenever he or she puts the clothes. So how do people feel it, and how do you think you are, how are you judged? Because young people, they are now they live through images, how people feel themselves. When you put a new clothes, you take your phone and you want to send a video on TikTok and wait for the comment to see how people they feel. So if you cut it in a traditional way, people they may just like judge and telling that you come from the village of Augustine, we are going to say. But the most important thing is for a fashion, for somebody working on fashion, is to say what makes tendance, and how can I be in that tendance by making them putting what I work with, which is the traditional fabrics.
Okay, let's hear from you, Joyce. What do you think about this? Reactions to young people wearing these outfits, especially ones that are coming from the traditional angle of the country, or as their tribe would dictate.
Okay, so I agree with what Hadija was trying to say earlier about young people being influenced. And I think that it's just because they don't think it's cool. If, the people who are popular start putting on more African clothes, the boo-boos, the kaftans, and all of that, it's definitely going to pique their interest. And in no time, we'll start seeing young people wearing these clothes publicly without feeling, intimidated or ashamed. So I think it's all about being able to influence these people to make this become socially accepted.
But Joyce, have you been engaged in that form and manner? Have you been judged based on what you wore, and how did you react to that?
Yes, actually. So, outside of fashion, I work in non-profit. I'm a communications for development specialist. And so most times when we have, international meetings or global meetings, and everyone comes in a really nice two-piece suit or, a linen shirt, and you come in with your African clothing, sometimes they look at you like maybe you are trying to do too much, you are trying to put attention to you, but I don't think so. You're wearing the clothes that is from your country, the linen, the Turkish, silk and all. I'm wearing what's mine. I'm wearing our African patterns, and I shouldn't be made to feel like I am looking out of place or I'm looking too colorful or looking too African. So yes, it does bother me, and I'm really hoping that we can be able to accept wearing these clothes publicly more and even in formal spaces as well.
Okay, framing the question another way for Gordon, tell us, have you ever changed your dressing style, maybe to fit in to a specific culture or a group of people? Gordon, are you getting us? Well, it seems we've lost Golden so far, but you are listening to Take the Lead here on West Africa Democracy Radio. We have some young people with us today, and we are all discussing fashion design as a form of expression. We are live on YouTube and Facebook at WADR English Service. Together, let's have a wonderful good time on the shore today.
Hey people, my name is Mello, Afrobeat singer from Guinea, and I love listening to the program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
Hello, my name is Fatou Binta Rasuke. I'm the CEO of African Start Shop, and I love listening to your program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
So welcome back. At this time, let's focus on the trending issue of social media, the digital platforms that we have to our fingertips. Let's know how are we using them. You care to tell us a bit about the importance of using the social media now as a form of, fashion design, exposing your identity, your values, and your culture?
Are you talking about the applications? Like
Yes, we have Facebook.
yeah, we have Pinterest. For this special section, we have Pinterest. Pinterest is like like a vault for the inspiration. I'm sure Hadim share the same sentiment. Yeah. You will find everything you need as far as the designs, as far as the inspiration that you need. Because when we take like the bazin in Senegal, we wear it a lot. Bazin is not as comfortable, but we love to wear it, but just because it's something we know. But yeah, you can wear it in different styles. You can wear it when you are a man, when you are a woman. It just depends on how you want it to be styled. But yeah, to come back on the subject of social media is I think that one thing that will make us have the exposure we need when we need to show the world how we are dressing. Like we can take a video and you will have like millions of views. Something you for example, you had him when you are like in your shop, you don't have as much as a clientele, but if you are on social media, you will draw a lot of attention.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And you want to add on to that?
Yeah, for sure. Because let's say 100 from our customers, they come from the online sales,
Okay.
meaning that we do use a lot the social networks, whether it is for collaborations, because we collaborate a lot with the content creators because they bring a lot of people with them. And sometimes when you create something new, you don't know how to fashion that thing. You give it just to one of them, and whenever that person puts it, you see people, they will come from everywhere to say, I want to put something like that. We use it also for inspiration, like Pinterest can help us getting inspiration from what is happening in Ghana, in Nigeria, and the other countries. We can also use it to give some advice to our customers, showing them how they can put this, because we are creative, we are innovating, we are bringing something new in the market. So those customers, they need to understand how they can fashion that thing and put it to be at ease, etc. So we are also using it to sell to everybody by staying at home. It means nowadays we don't even need to open a shop to buy people. So we just stay at home from our cell phone, we buy to the rest of the world.
But is it only one platform that you mostly use, or there are other platforms in terms of selling out your product or
the
advertising?
platforms we use are mostly TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and sometimes also we use LinkedIn because we want to attend some category of people. And we do use a lot also WhatsApp Business because it helps a lot. And we are working on our website, but actually those two platforms that help buying a lot are Instagram and TikTok, because mostly young people are there.
Yes, and because people are also ordering online, let's hear from you, Joyce. How important is the social media in advancing your work and as well as advertising your products out there?
Yes. Okay. So my business is fully online. I operate fully on social media. I am on Instagram, Twitter, now X, TikTok, and all. And it has been such an amazing experience so far. I didn't think that, I would be able to run a business from the comfort of my home without having a physical store and still being able to build such a community of people who are interested in shopping from me. So yes, social media has been such a huge help in terms of advertising, in terms of reaching people that are even outside of Nigeria. It has helped me connect with clients from all over the world. And I really love living in the social media age where I can use social media for, things like this.
Okay. What could be the challenges that you face as you try to portray your work in terms of also showcasing the country's culture, the tradition through the fabrics that you design? What are the challenges you face?
Okay, so one of the major challenges for me would be people accepting the trend of using African patterns for clothes. We are still in an era where, especially young people prefer to use Western fabrics in their fashion. So as a business, that wants to be fully African focused, Afrocentric, being able to merge that has been a challenge. And then social media as a challenge as well, because it can be a bit oversaturated and sometimes your work can get lost. You can put in a lot of effort into dropping a collection, and because there's more engaging content, because other fashion designers are doing more trends, your work can get lost. So that can be a challenge as well, but so far so good. It's been an okay run.
All right. I'm sure we have Gordon. Gordon, are you getting us? Please tell us or share with us some difficulties you encounter while trying to sell out your produce and also showcasing your country's tradition or values through the fabrics you made.
I think I'll agree with what Joyce said.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll agree with what Joyce said. I think young people do not really understand the culture, our African culture. So getting our pieces to them is quite difficult because everybody wants the Western fast fashion. Most people consume fast fashion. So trying to be a brand that focuses on the African culture, and even though you are trying to involve the modernity in your pieces, it's quite a challenge because everybody is now consuming fast fashion. So it's like there's a gap between we trying to sell our products out there to young people and to people across the world. So I'll say that will be the challenge for most of us, or for me.
Okay, now as we wind down, how do you think we can encourage young people? How can state institutions also help to create attraction into fashion design that will not just be about wearing those fabrics, but it should be about educating people about where you are from, what you stand for, what are you expressing out there? Golden.
So I would say that there could be initiatives that people could take, let's say organizations, people out there, people in like higher positions in the country could put in place so that people begin to accept our African culture. Because I believe that when we have more knowledge about our African culture and our traditions, people will begin to appreciate it more and people will start consuming it. Yes, that's
Okay.
what I would say.
All right, for you, Hadija, what would you say? We want to attract these young people, to having more, maybe you call it pazam and other clothing being worn by them, and that they should also know that they are communicating with the world, let them know which part of Africa this person is from through the clothes they're wearing.
So to build on what Godlin say, I agree with the fact that the institutions should take it like more seriously. For example, we can say the Ministry of Culture. They can have programs dedicated to that. Not full programs, but just insert it in their programs, so that the young people will grow up having that experience of wearing things and feeling good about it. Yeah.
But are those institutions, are those authorities showing the interest for you?
Now they start being conscious about that. From the examples I have seen, some of our politics, they start taking that into considerations. There was a Tabaski festival. I think that the last Tabaski festival, most of the young Senegalese people, they wear the Jomai's clothes because Jomai did wear one Wolof's clothes, and everybody wanted to wear the same. And this is leading by showing examples. And Khadija said it while back when she was talking about our schools and the uniforms we are putting at school. I have just one example from one school over here in Dakar, who taught me to create the uniforms of the different teachers in the school, and I did that from the handwood and the fabrics over here. To say that if that was taken into consideration from the high policy, that should change a lot of things. But also maybe encouraging the young organizations and the young initiatives that are led by young people could help also a lot. I know that I am part of the Young African Business Council, the FYBC, that is making a lot to help young people trade from one African country to another, and those initiatives should be taken into consideration by the politics.
Okay, to you, Joyce, what's your message to other young people? There are some who are just into this fashion business. They are just wearing the clothes, but they actually want to know how to fix them. Maybe they don't have the idea, they don't have that encouragement. What can you say to them, including those that are wearing it but they don't know the meaning of those fabrics?
Okay, so first of all, I want to let every young person out there know that there is nothing wrong in representing yourself in your clothing as an African person. There's nothing wrong with using your culture as a form of expression. So in wherever you find yourself, be bold and confident enough to do that. And then for someone who wants to start in the fashion business and, represent the African culture as well, I would say do your research. Don't misrepresent things, don't disrespect old age cultural laws that have been set in place. Know what it is that you are working on, and just be confident and put yourself out there. And then I would like to also say that we Africans, especially West Africans, because we have similar cultures that cut across, it's nice that we support each other whenever we find ourselves in, these global spaces. It's good to support ourselves and just, be proud and confident and push our cultures even further.
Thank you so much, Joyce, for being with us today. We hope to have you on another edition. Thanks so kindly. All right.
Thank you so much.
What's about you, Golden? What are your recommendations?
I would agree with what Joyce said. If you'd want to go into the fashion industry, you need to make your research. And I would also say that our African culture is part of us, whether we like it or not. We have to continue promoting it. We have to tell the younger ones about our African culture because we are the older generation. We have to tell them about it. They have to know our culture because we cannot let our African culture die. It is what we are and it is part of us.
Okay, thank you, Gordon. We'll keep in touch with you, please, for another edition. Thanks so kindly.
You're welcome.
And now here in studio, hearing from you, Hadija. There are young Senegalese out there. They want to hear from you. Finally, what would you say to them as they prioritize these fabrics? Should they continue prioritizing European clothing or African clothing? What specifically would you want to say to them?
Okay, so there will be a transition phase. So yeah, we can balance it out. Just like wear it as much as you can. That's what my final message is. Wear it as much as you can. Yeah.
Okay. But in terms of their understanding it, the meanings of those fabrics?
Understanding, yeah, we have to put more effort teaching about like what is the history behind it, why do we wear it, just like you said earlier, who can wear it, who cannot, like the hats, the clothing, what is the position that you have to wear, what does it bring, what does it represent. Yeah, we should do that work more and more.
Thank you. We will have you here another time again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming today. And to you, Adim, finally.
I'm behind Khadija's brilliant ideas, let's say that. But the message that is important for me, for young people to know, is when we wear those fabrics, we're not wearing the past. Young people, they don't like the past. They want to be in the future. They don't even like the present. So we have to tell them that you're not wearing a traditional bubu. You're wearing your identity. You're selling to the rest of the world what you have. Not to tell them, I'm selling traditional bubus or traditional clothes, because no one wants to stay in the past. The past was so hard, guys. We want to be in the future. So we have to encourage those initiatives and showing them the examples. Sometimes you can be here telling to people, put this, but be the ambassadors of your own brand. You will see that people, they will want to be like you, and then you will sell them yourself.
So amazing. And I will certainly try to pass by at your brand and see what I can get up.
Yes, waiting for your order.
Thank you.
And Khadija will be my model.
Wow, that's great. Well, listeners and viewers, this is where we shut the doors of this edition of Take the Lead here on West Africa Democracy Radio, broadcasting on 94.9 FM and online on WADR.org. It's always a pleasure having you with us. So please join us next Friday for another live episode of this program. Until then, remember to take the lead in shaping the discourse for the betterment of young people in Africa. My name is Augustine Bill Curley. Bye for now.
Take the Lead is back in 2025 with a brand new format. Yes, your youth exchange space will now be broadcast live every Friday at 4:05 p.m. Universal Time. And that's not all. Dear internet users and WADR subscribers, you have the opportunity to experience the show live and direct on our online platforms on Facebook at WADR English Service and on YouTube at WADR. Take the Lead every Friday from 4:05 p.m. Universal Time and rebroadcast same day at 1 a.m. Universal Time. Also on every Tuesday, your youth program will be rebroadcast at 7:15 a.m. and 4:05 p.m. GMT. Take the lead and champion the discourse for the betterment of young people.